Please note this episode discusses mass shootings and mature themes. While not explicit, listener discretion is advised. Yoshi Telles, a field coordinator who truly embodies what it means to stay in the trenches of the entertainment industry. Yoshi has worked on some of the biggest productions, from iconic game shows to the hit series Below Deck, and most recently, the incredible Beyoncé Bowl. But what truly stands out is his role as an integral member of the In Pursuit with John Walsh field team for Season 4, where his dedication and work ethic have shined through time and time again. Yoshi has one of the biggest hearts you'll find in this business. He is the definition of "you belong with me," always going above and beyond to make sure the team succeeds and the work is done right. He's one of the hardest working individuals I have ever met, and it is no surprise that he's constantly bringing that all too well energy to everything he does. Whether it's managing the complexities of a shoot or showing up with unmatched enthusiasm, Yoshi gives it his all every single time. This is True Crime in Hollywood, Yoshi's personal tale. Listeners, I have a special guest today by the name of Yoshi, and Yoshi is someone who's so special to me because this is another member of the In Pursuit with John Walsh team from Season 4, and I'm excited to sit down with him to talk about all the things. So first and foremost, welcome to True Crime in Hollywood, Yoshi.
Hello, thanks for having me. Nice
Yeah.
to nice to chat with you.
Truly, truly, truly. All right. First things first, though, where did you grow up and what did you want to be when you grew up?
Okay, so I grew up in Katy, Texas, which is right outside of Houston.
Hmm.
Um, if you asked me when I was 5, I would have said architecture. When I graduated, I wanted to be an animator for television, like Pixar movies or something like that.
Oh,
DreamWorks.
I didn't
Um,
know that.
yeah,
That's incredible.
life
That's
had other
amazing.
plans, but that was my initial reason for going to college.
Oh, well, that's amazing. I had no idea. I love learning that. So then, how did you get into the industry? And obviously, so this was something that you wanted to do, but since you veered not into animation, how did that all happen?
So once I graduated, I went to college in Savannah, Georgia at SCAD, which is Savannah College of Art and Design.
Oh.
That's where I went for animation. But I got involved with a club called the Student Activities Council,
Hmm.
and they hosted all the big events around campus. So it was concerts, it was lectures, it was the big events for like students. And I had a fun time participating behind the scenes, setting up, preparing for the event.
Mm.
And I did drop out of college because it was expensive. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go my own way.
Yeah.
And once I dropped out, I'm like, I miss doing stuff like that. So it was me looking for like, how can I make this into a job? Because I had fun.
Yeah.
And that's what led me into production.
Oh my gosh, that's
So
incredible. So then what was
yeah.
your first job?
My first job was actually for America's Got Talent. I helped out with the
Really?
auditions, and any OG in the industry is going to know the job came off of Craigslist. Back then, that is what we used. It was sketchy. I'm like, is this legit? And it was. We have come a long way from Craigslist, so I'm happy for
Mm.
that.
1000%. And Rachel said the same thing, so it
Yeah.
just makes me laugh even more.
I actually did catch that when she said that. I'm like, same.
Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So then when were you first introduced then to true crime production? And I know there hasn't been too much, but what made you consider even taking that on?
I know I've probably watched a few true crime shows prior to In Pursuit, but if so, it was like a 1 day thing that I can't recall.
Yeah.
But I remember for In Pursuit, I got contacted and did the interview, and they're very selective in who they hire because of the concept of the show and what we cover.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
was like, well, my dad's a cop. I grew up, sometimes I'll be in the car with my dad and he's following someone. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I've been on the scene where, be respectful, don't mess up. And so I was like, I told her all of that, and she's like, "Oh, it sounds like you're gonna be a great fit." Because
Mhm.
I've kind of seen it. I've been
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah. That's
And
really
so I
intimate.
think that has really helped me as far as getting the job.
Hmm.
And then once I had the job, it was just a tremendous experience.
Mm.
So that's real where I built my love for like true crime,
Yeah.
working on In Pursuit. So
Mm. Agree. I mean, I already love true crime, but it really felt like this was a different experience than any other show that I've ever done. So, segueing into it, because we met on In Pursuit and you were the field production coordinator. So, you were actually traveling with three different teams. So, do you want to break that down for people so that they can understand what that means?
yeah, so every show has a lot of teams that work behind the scenes, and that's mainly the production manager, well, not production manager, the producers, such as
Hmm.
yourself,
Hmm.
and you guys will delve into a story, do all the research, get all the permits, whatever releases. But while you guys are doing that, I'm in the field with another team working on another episode. And then there's another team working behind you guys. That way
Hmm.
we can be in a current rotation. That way we're not pausing for anybody and like doing one shoot here, wait 3 weeks, let's do another shoot. It's just go, 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 go.
Yeah. And it
So
was like your whole summer. I mean, we
it was
started
a
in
fun
like the
summer
spring.
though. Yeah.
And you got to go every which way. What were your like top three favorite places you went?
Oh, that's a hard one. Um, well, I would say the state of Florida in general, because we did a lot of cases from Florida. I think there
Yes,
was
we
like at
did.
least five.
Yeah. Yeah.
Schenectady, New York. Love that
Mm,
place. It was a fun experience, and that was my first time actually being in New York and not getting the New York experience
yeah.
because people think New York City, this and that. I'm
Yeah.
in I guess you would call it like the suburbs.
Yeah.
I don't
Right.
know. It's just a whole different feel from what,
Manhattan is.
yes, what you're
Yeah.
shown, what New York is all about. It's like, oh, there's another life.
Hmm.
Um, and I think Pennsylvania, because we went twice. I know we
You
went to
did.
Scranton.
We went to Scranton.
And
Totally th
then
didn't think that was a real place, but it was.
now that I know we did Philadelphia.
I wasn't in Philly with you, so that must have been another team. Because, yeah, we were
Yes,
Scranton.
because I was there with Dan and Kaylee.
Yeah, that checks out. I think I remember that. Yeah, I
And
do remember you saying that you went to Philly. Okay,
yeah,
this is all
that was a
coming
fun
back to
time
me.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So I
like
think
that.
those would be my three.
Yeah,
Schenectady, New York, Philadelphia, and just Florida in
just
general.
Florida. Well, we're about to talk about Florida because I'm going to talk about that first shoot that we had.
Oh, yes. That was a fun get your feet
Uh,
wet type of shoot.
100%. So, to give people context, Yoshi and I, this was our first shoot with the team, and the team was already well established, as you have maybe heard in Benjamin's episode or Rachel's episode. So, coming into this, we were flying to Orlando, and this was the shoot where we were interviewing a survivor that had never spoken out before. And this was a rapist that we were trying to, track down, if you will. And so we went to, the crime scene. We went to the Orlando PD. And we will definitely talk about the things that are funny that happened, in a minute. But I want to talk about something serious because knowing that your dad, you know, was a police officer and now showing up to this police department because the first thing that took my breath away when we walked in there was one, this was a police department that I have never seen before in terms of like how nice and large and just open it was. So that was breathtaking. But the next thing that really just took me away was that there were all of these paintings and drawings lining the walls, and it was representing the Pulse victims and the Pulse shooting. What was that like for you seeing that?
Well, one thing you don't know is when I first landed in Orlando,
Mhm.
I had some time that I made out for myself to go visit the Pulse location. the club where it happened, and I got very emotional, and I was like, just to know what took place there, like it made me cry.
Yeah.
And so then going to the PD like the next day or two, whenever we had to shoot over there, seeing how they really took in the event because there's all these pictures, which I took pictures of all the pictures on the
Same.
wall.
Mm-hmm.
And they were beautiful artwork and stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I did visit polls and I had a moment where I just cried. I'm like, that could have been any bar, any club. It didn't even have to be like a LGBT type of club. It could have been a regular one. So
Mm-hmm.
just taking that because I do live in Houston, it's a major city and it
Mm-hmm.
could happen anywhere.
100%. And you're right. Just looking at all of the photos and I mean, it's ingrained in me now. And same thing, just like you, I took pictures, I took, took it all in. And there was even the helmet that
Hmm.
the bullet, went through. And thankfully, the officer is still alive.
I
And
remember
so
that story.
yeah, and seeing that memorialized. And then what people might actually not know is that the detective that we were interviewing, him and I got into, I think you know this actually, but I don't know if the rest of the team knows this. But him and I started talking about Ted Bundy because once again, I'm in Florida and
Hmm.
it all comes full circle. And so he said, "Oh, well, come with me. I'm going to go show you something." And we go upstairs into another level, and sure enough, he shows me like the actual Bundy's prints when he was in Florida, and they have it all cased out as well. And I have pictures of that too. And so it was a totally different, I don't know, just like vibe. And that just set it up for all of the remaining police departments that we went to. But that one being the first one was so personal. But I'm going to go back a little bit because I know you said this to me, and you've said this to me multiple times, but I know you said that like you have gone to like certain places to like memorialize, tragic events. And that's something that I have also done as well. Like I have gone and paid my respects to Columbine. I mean, I purposefully went and did that. Um, because another place that we went to, and I didn't go, and I don't think you went, but was also Broward County Sheriff Department, and they were the ones who were the department for Parkland shooting at that high school. And so also going into their police department a little bit later and seeing, their memorialized items from that shooting too. I mean, it's overwhelming like to think about all of these like such massive tragic events that have happened. And so for us to be there, boots on the ground, it really resonates a little bit differently. So what's your reasoning behind doing that?
For instance, for me going to polls, I just wanted to, it's a part of my history because I am part of the LGBT community.
Mhm.
And while I was there, I'm like, I'm gonna take a lunch. It's down the street. Just go make some time out, go visit. And you could just feel the presence. Like it was overwhelming.
Yeah,
And honestly, I wasn't expecting to cry. I'm a tough person. I like to say I'm a tough
I know
person,
you are.
but I
Hmm.
cried.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah,
Hmm.
so if I'm ever by a location, where something big has taken place, I'm like, I want to go visit, go get a feel.
Yeah.
Um, I can't think of any other moments that have popped into my head, but like that specifically, just the presence around it, that was sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing that because I know that's a really vulnerable thing.
did
But
you get to visit, or did you ever make time to visit Pulse?
I didn't. And that is a regret. But the reason I didn't was because it was my first shoot and shit fell apart.
Yes, it did. I remember,
And
but it
and
was a learning moment.
it was a learning moment. It really needed to break, the tension of everything. But that was kind of like the beauty of it all because, yeah, I mean, from that point, like, or up until that point, I had only AP'd in the field one other time. And that was like a couple months prior. And my responsibilities was completely different because my field producer was on Zoom. So I was the only producer, boots on the ground, and completely different. And so then I get to this shoot and I'm
Hmm.
like, oh my gosh, look at this large crew that I have. Like, this is so great. And of course, and like, and you and I were just like doing the damn thing. We were like so on top of everything. And then it was like all of this just kind of fell apart when we were going to the police department. And I mean, for people to know, like, I forgot to, we had like production changes, set changes, location changes. And of course, as I'm like trying to wrangle everything, I completely, space getting Callahan's car to, the police department. I mean, it was just a whole hot mess and like lunch and all of this just was blowing up in our face. And I think it was at the police department, either, before we were breaking down or when we were finally eating lunch. But I think I looked at you and I was like, okay, we have, tomorrow still, we need to like, get all of, the set and everything wrapped up, all the things, and then let's go do something. I was like, let's go to like Disney World for a day or let's go to Universal Studios. Like, we owe it to ourselves to have a moment to just release and have fun. And that's exactly what we did.
I will
And
take
then
it
some.
back a little bit. I do think all the problems that happened helped us to bond. Because I remember we would
100%.
meet up and be like, what's the plan for today? Walk through
Yes.
it.
Yes.
But that's every single shoot,
Hmm.
every job you work, unless it's with the same company, it's gonna be different.
Yes.
And the first one is the hardest one because you don't know what to expect. You don't know how
Right.
much you're taken care of beforehand, how much you have
Hmm.
to juggle in the
Hmm.
field. And so this
Hmm.
one was just a learning curve, but it did help all the others. And by the time we got it to a T, we were
We were a
done.
team and we would
Yes.
just do it. Well, let's talk about the team for a minute because yeah, we came in as the new kids, and I mean, I have never felt such a warming and supportive environment on any shoot that I've ever done on any show. Like, it was so unique. And I mean, even my first experience was I flew in and I had to carpool with the DP, which was Benj, and got to know him for, at least like an hour, hour and a half drive. And it just set the stage. And then, sure enough, after our first shoot, we did family, meals together. And so we went to dinner that, first night, which was actually the last time I've ever had alcohol, was our first shoot.
Hmm.
So I always like to remember that was like my moment to like release it all, if you will. But let's talk about the team because I mean, like I said, and in Rachel's episode, she talked about how long they had been together and just understanding that this is a mission. This isn't just, another show. Like, there is a responsibility, integrity that, comes with doing this work. And just like you said, they don't hire just anybody, to work on this show. So, what was your first like impressions of the team?
They hate me. That's what
I
I
had that
thought
moment.
because I met everyone the day of the shoot because
Yes.
I took my own car and I had to go pick up stuff and do some shopping prior, and then I wrapped at the hotel. But the next day I met you all at the house.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm just like,
Oh, at
"Mm,
that house that was like the Airbnb that we were like,
yes,
this could have been a mafia house.
yes. But I was like, they hate me. The printer's not working. They're asking about the Wi-Fi. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, can I get anything right? And then I'm trying to take care of lunch, and then they're busy about to start shooting. And then I'm being told, don't go out the door. We started shooting, and I'm like, I need to go out the door. Um, but yeah, it was just get your feet wet and just try to make it work.
Yeah.
But after that, the crew is an amazing crew. Their
Hmm.
family, like Rachel has said, they're very tight knit. And
Hmm.
I felt like they welcomed us because I
Yeah.
felt like they were my family. Somewhere during the 12 episodes we did,
Yeah.
it just
Uh-huh.
became like, oh, this is my family. We're gonna go hang out. We're gonna do family dinner. Like, I got your back, you got mine.
Hmm.
And I don't even know when that happened, but I just felt like a part of the team.
Right.
But
And
that
like,
first day, I did not.
I mean, I was there too at some point. I know I was. It was just like trying to keep my cool of just, I don't know what's happening. But yeah, you're right. And I think what was so special too was like, for Rachel and I, we would fly out every third week. So we would have 2 weeks to prep our episode, get everything in order, and then third week we would fly out. So in that, time span, we would come back, and sometimes there might have been like a little bit more spaced out, weeks. But anyhow, we would see each other, and it was just like this immediate family moment. We were just hugging, good to see you, glad, you traveled safely, and,
Yeah.
how are the kiddos? It was just, it was family, and it was so special to just have
Yep.
something like that. So, going through some of our other shoots too. I mean, I think for me, really one of the my favorite episodes was probably the episode that we did with the children. And it was solely I say this as my favorite episode because I think that really bonded all of us in a way that I wasn't expecting because I was so nervous all the way up until we got out there. And so, of course, like you all don't know what's coming, but Rachel and I are anticipating this. So I think it was like for me, how is our crew going to do, with this content and with, two children essentially. And so, that one for me was really, really special. And again, going to Broward County, going right there where Parkland is, you feel it. And I think that's the other thing too, that we all leaned in on each other was that we are sitting and listening to really horrific, traumatic stories. And then doing that and listening to kiddos and teenagers talking about this. You're an uncle. I was an aunt, at the time. Now I'm a mom. Watching Rachel do what she does and do it so well. And I remember just like holding that in because I wanted to remain strong on this set, but it really was something so special. But I think, again, when I say that this unites us, it's because we all feel it. We all know how heavy this is. We know the responsibility with it. How did that make you feel going and doing these episodes, but especially one with children?
I do remember one specifically was my favorite. I can't remember the case name or anything because they're all like a blur now.
Oh, yeah.
But hearing how the predators just find them and threaten them, and then they feel like they have to do this or that. Um, because the internet's not a safe place.
Yep.
Even though there's all these parental blockage or stuff
Hmm.
that the parents can do, it's still not a safe place. And hearing how one of them was found was through her sister, and then I'm like, oh God. And then you learn that this guy had like 80 victims who were
Yeah.
minors.
Yes.
Um, that one was the most memorable shoots that we did. And I think
Mhm.
what really got me was it happened to a minor. I'm like, that could have been like anyone. And I do know, so when I got hired, I was told like it's gonna start around this day. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't start till this date because my sister's gonna have her second baby.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so I was like hoping, I'm like, okay, we're not gonna start. And sure enough, my sister had the kid. And then we started filming. So I got lucky time wise.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like now that I've been an uncle for 4 years now,
Hmm.
I love these kids so much. And like they can do no wrong in my eyes. But knowing that other people can
Hmm.
destroy a child and their innocence, that's very sad. And so when I
Hmm.
hear these stories, I go back to like certain events that have happened with the show, and I'm like, that's just terrible. That's like I don't know how anyone could do something like that.
Exactly.
Um,
Right.
but I will
And
say there were a few stories I didn't sit in on because I was like concerned about work. But as I learned my way by
mhm.
working with the crew, I'm like, okay, I can listen in. I can be more involved. And so, yeah, I would
Yeah.
listen, and it's just sad. It's honestly sad. Sometimes you don't want to listen, but sometimes you're like, this is our job.
Yeah.
Just to
And
make sure,
yeah, you're
just to
right.
make sure the family's comfortable, make sure they're taken care of.
Mhm.
Go out of your way, offer them like, hey, do you want a drink? Hey, can I help you with anything? Hey, just
Mhm.
make them feel invited because
Mhm.
they're having a hard moment telling the story and getting it out there, and you don't want to ruin their day.
Mhm.
You want to make it as special as possible.
Yeah.
And that's where I know Rachel started the flowers. I
Mhm.
took great pride and joy in buying the flowers, making sure they're perfect. When I went to the store, if they had a bad selection, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna buy from this and that, and I would make my own bundle of flowers.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I took that very
I
serious.
loved it. Because we went, did you go with me? No, I think I was with the PA when I went to the flower shop. But yeah, because then eventually you just took care of it. And I remember like when I would open the fridge and I would see it, it was just always
Mhm.
so beautifully done. And that's the one thing about you that I so enjoyed and loved was that you would check in with the trauma survivors and even like, all right, I'm gonna check for a Starbucks run, and I could see it in their faces like, oh, oh, I'm being valued right now, whereas usually it's like, okay, well, there's snacks and stuff at Crafty,
Mhm.
and go help yourself to that. No, like you went the extra mile. And so, doing something like that really is special. And you're right. It's their moment and we have to keep them in mind at all times. And once again, it just solidifies why you had that job and why
Yeah.
you're so good at your job.
And I never let a PA, a production assistant, shop for the flowers. I always made sure that
Yeah.
was something I did because I'm like, it needs to be special.
Mm-hmm. 1000%. And I so appreciated that. And your culinary decisions too. I will say I ate good when I had Yoshi as my coordinator. So just know that like every meal we had was just fire, usually half the time. I honestly can't remember if there were any that I disliked, but I just remember that they were all really delicious. So once again, you do your job really, really well.
Thank you.
Okay, so now because you brought up Scranton, that was our last shoot.
It was a sad
And
one.
it was a sad, sad shoot. And for me, on a personal note, I was dealing with just barely a week out of the first Rolling Stone article that I was in came out a week before. And so I was still processing a lot of that trauma. And then this was our last shoot.
Yep.
And I was not ready. I think I cried so much on that plane ride to Pennsylvania. And I landed, and I remember distinctly I had to drive like 2.5 miles. And Renaissance had just came out like days prior. And I kept it on loop. I promise you, people, this is gonna make sense in our conversation at some point, so stay with me. And and I just had this on repeat. And I remember showing up to the hotel and I said to you, and I was like, Yosh, have you listened to this new Beyonce album? You'll absolutely love it. And you're like, no, I don't like Beyonce.
Maybe I said that, maybe I didn't, but I did not listen to Beyonce.
We will get there but I found out he was a very big Swiftie. So I'm just going to throw that out to everybody right now that we have connected on that. He is
Well,
this.
I remember Brianna came up to me asking me if I think it was about Britney Spears. I'm like, don't listen to Britney. I'm like, I'm
Oh my
sorry.
gosh, this is hilarious. But not to digress, but truly that episode was rough because we were covering a case that actually came out this past season, on season 5, because what people may not know about In Pursuit was that while we were shooting these episodes, there is always the probability of somebody getting captured while we have these, in the pipeline, if you will. And we would film these extra episodes in the event that someone is captured and we just can't, we still have to fulfill a certain order by, HBO Max or whomever it was at the time, ID, I think. And this was a bonus episode, and so I I have not watched that episode yet because of how difficult it was. Because we were interviewing a woman who was molested by her mother's ex-boyfriend. And she was, I believe, 7 or 8 years old when it started. And eventually she spoke her truth, and then she had to testify when she was like a preteen. And that whole experience was really heartbreaking for me. Um, because I got to spend some extra time with her. Her and I talked, and I reminded her to bring things that bring her comfort and joy, so that she can have that. And I remember one of the things she brought, she had a Harry Potter bracelet, and I loved it. And it was just like this reminder of like the innocence that still lives within us who have a lot of trauma. There's still things that soothe our souls. And so just seeing that, knowing she was a child when all of that happened, it was really hard. And then speaking with her mother and I believe her stepdad, and we were in the Poconos. Yes, I think we were like in the Poconos Mountains. Am I?
I don't know. I
I'm
remember
like,
the
I think so.
buildings and how they look, but I don't remember
I'm like
specifics.
trying to think of the Airbnb, but I know that we were like
I remember the
in,
Airbnb. It was a
yeah,
unique one. It was like on a
yeah,
hill.
hmm
Yeah.
yeah. And I think there was like weather issues at some point, or I don't know. But once again, we had set issues, which everyone should just always assume if you think that production's gonna go to order. No, something always happens. But with that being said, sitting behind the monitor, watching this interview, watching her with Cal, um, I was a wreck. I was a mess behind the monitor, and I think that was the most emotional that I had been. Um, but like I said, there was just this sadness in the air, but also knowing like that was potentially, yeah, the last time like our team would be doing that
Yeah.
together. So what was that shoot like for you?
I really don't remember the story.
Yeah.
I don't think for this one I sat in as much, but
Yeah.
I do remember like I was outside because, me and my production assistant had to be like, go get
Hmm.
lunch, go do this. I have to go get the flowers. And I remember there was a lot of driving back and forth for this
Yes.
one.
A lot.
Because we didn't stay in Scranton, but we
Mm-mm.
got over there.
Wilkes Barre.
Um, maybe I can't
I think it's
recall.
Wilkes-Barre, I think.
But I remember like even driving to the hotel from set, maybe that was like 20 plus minutes or something,
Hmm.
maybe more.
Hmm.
So that's why I don't think I remember this story. But as we're talking about it, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember the Airbnb. I remember the restaurant now. I
Yeah.
remember the PD.
Yeah.
Um, so it's coming back to me, but that was a sad shoot. But for me, it's because knowing this was our last shoot
Hmm.
together.
Hmm.
Um, and you think about all the memories of the family dinners, like they flew by so quick.
Hmm.
13 family dinners done.
Ugh.
Going bowling, hanging out, the casinos, late night talks,
Yeah.
getting ice cream, like the simple little things like that. You're like, wow, that we're at the tail end of the shoot. And
Hmm.
once we
Hmm.
all leave from here, I hope I
That's
see
it.
you guys again. Um,
Hmm.
but I will say with this crew, it's actually one that I keep in touch with
Yeah.
the most out of all
Same.
the other shoots I have been on.
Same. Yeah.
And I think I have the strongest bonds with you guys as well.
Yeah. And we
So
loved you. We loved our
yeah,
Yosh. There
we were a
was,
family, like I said.
yeah, through and through.
Yeah.
Truly. Well, and we even got to go to Houston. So there was
Yes.
a time where the whole team was like, all right, here we go. We're here. And then we went to the Travelers Table.
Yes, which I was happy for Houston because I'm like, oh, y'all are coming to my city. Um, I knew what restaurants we were gonna eat at. I knew like,
Ugh.
okay, this is what we're gonna do.
I
But yeah,
had to get
traveler's
COVID.
table. Yes.
I was so angry because that's right. So I didn't do that family dinner. So there was a family dinner that I was not at. Well, I
No,
just
that
realized
was
that.
traveler's table. You were there for that one.
That was the night before.
So that
And
was our
then,
family dinner, right?
uh-huh. But no, I'm saying like the last, like for that shoot, I didn't get to go to that family dinner because I tested positive for COVID at the shoot like that morning and I just
Hmm.
bounced out. Like the two lines came up. They're like I think we already were wearing masks at that time, but I think I just like gathered up my stuff and I just
Yeah.
quietly walked out. And then I started that trek home to Utah
The drive
from
back home.
Houston. Oh boy. That was a rough one. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was really fun for us to come to your neck of the woods. And from what I recall, we were fed so well once again, but Traveler's Table was just I think that was my favorite family meal because we were just all we all got like something different and it was such an interesting vibe and the restaurant is just like so many different culinary choices
Hmm.
and cuisines and this team knows their culinary.
So I
Like
will say with Traveler's Table, that is the restaurant I send every crew that ever works in Houston. I'm like, y'all need to go there.
really?
So that yeah, that's my place where I like to go on date nights, and it's like I just pull out my back pocket. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do the planning. I'm like, I found this good restaurant. I already know it's good.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. Can
but
I tell
no,
you a secret? No, it's not a secret. Because now I owe it
you.
to you and it makes so much sense. So, when I went to Renaissance concert like 2 years ago in Houston,
Hmm.
we had reservations for the Travelers.
Yes.
And then it all blew away because Ticketmaster sent that text out about the show starting so much earlier than anticipated. So I think I don't know if I told you, but I was like, I had to cancel that reservation and now I am completely devastated because Duncan has never had it. So the goal is to come back for Cowboy Carter and finally go to the Travelers Table, and we might have to drag you with us then.
Yes, yes. If I'm in town, I would definitely go. If the show gets moved to another time, I'll still be
Mhm.
there
Yeah.
waiting for
Well.
you guys.
Oh my goodness, I love it. So, okay, now, can we please talk a minute and talk about the Walsh family?
Yes.
Because not only did you work with Cal, you also got to work with the youngest Walsh and did it, I don't
The
know, did you do
father.
multiple episodes with John or just one?
Just one.
Okay, so that was our team. Um, so I will have you start. What was that like and what does it
Well,
mean?
I remember when I first met Cal, production was like, do not talk to him, do not do this, do not do that. So I when
Oh.
I picked him up from his hotel, I'm just in the car, just like minding my business, and he starts talking to me, Cal. And I'm just answering in short little answers because I was told act a certain way, don't do this, don't do
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
And he's just asking questions. So we just start talking and talking. And sure enough, the office, what they told me is not accurate. Cal is super friendly, super talkative. I love the Walsh family, very respectful, especially
Mhm.
Hayden. We had our fun little um, Chinese buffet. Um, because I remember we chatted, we're like, oh yeah, there used to be this one good Chinese buffet, blah blah blah, and he likes Chinese buffet. I'm like, we're gonna go. That's gonna be our lunch. We're gonna go find a Chinese buffet.
Ugh,
Um,
I
and
love you both
then
so much.
working with John Walsh, he's very friendly as well.
Mm,
The whole family, like even Cal's wife and his
yeah.
child, respectful. Everyone, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. They're a beautiful, amazing family. And I know I've talked about Hayden before, but Hayden's another one that I just adore because the love in this family. is so real and you feel it. And it's not this, I don't know, like a production thing. And like
Hmm.
The Office told you, like you know what I mean? But
Well,
then
I know when we go on other shows, we have talent that, they maybe do
mm-hmm.
have egos and they do want to
Yeah,
be treated a
for
certain
sure.
way.
Yeah,
But with this family, they don't have any egos. And if
there
they do,
isn't.
I do not know of any because
No.
they're just a wonderful family. They took me in.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
every time I
As
think of
them.
Hanson, I think of Cal.
What?
Um,
Why?
because I remember there was a shoot, Hanson was in town. They had like that little boob bop, whatever
This
song.
must have been on a different shoot because I would have
It,
absolutely remembered.
yeah, it was St. Pete's. But I remember me and
Okay.
Brianna are the two youngest people on the crew,
Mm-hmm.
and we didn't know who Hanson was, and they're like, "Are y'all playing?"
Wait, what? Oh,
Yeah.
you absolutely were. That was not my
And now
shoot.
I know because of Cal, because he sang the little boob bop, whatever song,
Mbop.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't know it, but I know of the band because of Cal. Every time I
Uh,
drive past this one street in Houston, it's called Hanson. And I'm like, I think of Cal now. I'm
every
like,
time.
okay, thank you, Cal.
Oh my goodness, I love this
But
so
no, one
much.
thing that's sweet about the family, like they did shoot another season, but
Mhm.
they the positions within the crew kind of changed.
Yeah.
And so they no longer had a production coordinator for that season.
Hmm.
And so that meant I wasn't able to work with them, which I would have loved
Yeah.
to, but
Yeah.
I remember Cal reached out and he's like, "Oh, sorry that we couldn't have you. I miss you, this and that." And it was just nice to hear from
Hmm.
Cal, just to hear
Hmm.
like, "Oh, still remembers me."
Yeah.
Um,
Of
took
course.
the time to reach out.
Yeah.
So that was
Ex
nice because I mean, he didn't have to do that, but the fact that he did, like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, yep,
Exactly.
that crew, that their family,
For
all
life.
of them. Yes.
Hmm. Oh yeah. It's a bond forever and it's honestly an honor. I think about it. Sometimes I sit down and I really think about it and I just am like, I don't know what I did to deserve such a blessing. And it wasn't just, working for the Walsh family, it was becoming family that made it so special. And you and have stayed in touch over,
Hmm.
those years. This is the first time we're
And
physically like seeing each other since our
yeah,
last shoot because we
but we
just do phone
bonded on
calls.
the first shoot. That goes back to
Very
going to
first shoot.
Universal. Uh,
Oh, can we talk about that for 2 seconds?
yes.
Can I tell them?
Yeah.
So Yoshi had, okay, first of all, let's just say our ideal Universal Day did not happen the way that we wanted it to happen. And it was just such a hot mess of a day. There was just so much going on. You were at FedEx for like, felt like 6 hours that you were there. So we decided, okay, let's go to Universal. By the time we get there, it's almost like 5, like 4:30 or 5. So we walk in and I look at Yosh and I'm like, all right, do you want an edible? And do you just want to like let go? Let's just stay here until like they close and we eat and we go and ride Harry Potter rides and just release everything that just happened. The stress of the shoot, the content of the shoot, just all of it. Because I think something that people kind of forget is that when we're doing these kind of episodes, we are compounding trauma in our brains at a rapid speed. So when I'm producing and I'm home, I can at least turn that off, right? But then, like, once you're in the room and you're doing it, we're sponges and we're just soaking all that in. So I felt like we were taking the sponge, rinsing it out, and that was the best way for me to end that first shoot. And having that with you is like, I felt like kids again. Like all of a sudden, I just felt like a kid. And you and I did not know each other that well, but we were just like, fuck it. And I remember distinctly when that high kicked in, we were waiting in line for like
Yep,
almost two
yep.
and
It
a half
happened in
hours
line. Yes.
on that Hagrid ride. And we just stood up, got ready, went on it, and it was the time of our life, like in that moment. So, what
Well,
was that?
I remember we were planning to be there early,
Yeah.
but then we
Hmm.
had to put back the Airbnb, get all the gear.
And there was hella gear
Yeah,
on
because
that
they,
shoe.
well, what we were told is we weren't going to be needed to go do B-roll. And so that's like, we're going to make our day, why stay all day at the hotel?
Yeah.
Um, so sure enough, we had to work in the morning.
Hmm.
And then I had to go to FedEx and ship out all the gear, which is about 30 Pelicans, and all various sizes and weights,
No,
and
thank you.
people getting mad at me in line. And I'm like, sorry, I have a lot of items I need to ship. And that was the very
Hmm.
first shoot because I remember
Hmm.
being in FedEx. I started writing all the dimensions that way for future FedEx
Yeah.
shipments to
Hmm.
be quicker. Um, but yeah, that was hours. Every FedEx run was at least an hour minimum, up to
Ugh.
two.
Ugh.
Um, and it all depended on the stores and how
Yeah.
many associates they had in for that day and how big were the stores.
No,
But by the
thank you.
time I get back to the hotel, I'm like, let's go. We get to Universal. I remember when you asked me if I wanted an edible, I'm like, yeah, it's been a long day. I need one. The first shoot wasn't the best shoot, so I'm like,
Mhm.
let's just relax. But no,
How
that's what
about
we did.
our family meal that night?
Which, oh yeah. What did we get? Because I remember we were by the roller coasters.
We
Well, we
did,
ate in Hogsmeade. I
we
remember
ate
we
at the, yeah. And we had the ribs, because the ribs were like massive. Then we got the corn on the cob, because I told you, I was like, this is the best corn you'll ever have.
hmm
And it was. Did we get ice cream? I'm sure we got ice cream. I mean, like,
I
we
love my sweets, so I'm pretty
went
sure we got
full
ice
in.
cream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we went all in. But
Well, we,
then
we did do the butter beer.
I was gonna say, I feel like we did the butterbeer. I only drink frozen butterbeer for the
I I,
record.
I think I had a frozen
We
too.
had frozen when we were walking around because I have a picture.
Okay.
That's how I remember. But maybe I got another one. But yeah. And then we did Velocicoaster. But we did it
Yes, we did
the
it twice.
best. Mm,
The first time we
the
rode it,
first
then the
time was
second
dope.
time we went in the front.
We waited like extra time so that we could be in the front of it, and it was,
That was our last ride too.
yeah, exactly. And then we're like, all right, that's it, let's go. And then we were starving, of course, by this time, and no, like nothing was open from what I remember. Like we were trying to find something like fairly quick, and so we find this, like, it almost looked like an abandoned amusement park, but then when we looked it up, there was like a tragic accident that had just happened at this
Yes.
park.
That was the
And
ride where the kid's buckle didn't.
he wasn't
So I,
fully
I think the
buckled in.
ride I think the ride goes up and then it drops
Yeah.
you down,
And
but
he flew
his
out.
buckle was not tied in and it
Yeah.
came loose and he fell.
Yeah.
He was
To his
dead.
death. And that was the only place that had stores open. And it was like barely. Like we ran to Shake Shack. Like I remember.
Yeah, okay, I remember now.
Because we were like, oh my gosh, we only have like 15 minutes before they close. And we had a little bit of a drive back to where we were staying.
Yeah, because it was a little far from the
Yeah, from
parks.
where it was. So, yeah, so we had that moment together too, where it was just like, ugh, this sadness. But,
I think
like,
the first two shoots, it was always like a bad omen, like, oh my God, a crime just happened here.
yeah,
Because for Orlando, it was Pulse
yeah.
and that roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think there was
100%.
one at the next city as well. And I'm like, I'm not trying to make every location a bad omen or something like this
Yeah,
happened.
exactly. Right. Which is why I'm saying, like, I know there were people who were upset that we went to Universal,
I
but
didn't know about that till later.
yeah.
And then I remember being told like, "Oh, you improved so much after the first shoot." And I'm like, "I didn't even know you guys were upset that I went to Universal." Like they made it sound like we were being lazy and just like
Oh my goodness,
trying to have
no.
fun.
No. We
But I'm like,
went
"No,
seriously.
there was nothing for us to do that day." So we
Yeah. It
took the
was
time
like
out.
our down. It was about actually, I think it was my down day. And I flew out the next morning, but I think, because I was sticking around for B-roll.
Hmm.
That's why. Because I was gonna, yeah, stand by with like Bill and Kyle for B-roll, and then they were like, Celine, I think we've got B-roll.
Yeah,
So that's what it was. So that's why I was like, well, let's go to Disney World. Let's go to Universal. Like, what should we do? And so I was like, nah, let's do like big roller coasters. And I had just went months prior on my honeymoon. So yeah, like that was such a treat. And I feel like, yeah, bonded us even
yeah.
more. But
It
then it was
was
like,
fun,
yeah.
but people looked at us like they went to the Universal Park on their day of work. And I'm like, we got done early.
We still didn't get there until 5 p.m. We ate dinner there and had an edible. Like we had to just truly tap out and just do it. But it is one of my most favorite memories from
I just
doing
want to
magic
clarify we
shooting.
did work, so
We worked very, very hard. I want to make
because
that
I remember we rushed
abundantly
in the
clear.
morning because the plan was to go to Universal. So how fast can we get
Yeah.
the Airbnb back? How fast can I
Yeah.
get stuff shipped? And when I went to
Mm-hmm.
FedEx, it was by myself. So
Mm-hmm. I
uh,
should have gone with you and should have been
it's
your
all good.
posse. I mean, but
It
it
still would
is
have
what
taken
it
a
is.
few hours over there anyway. So
Fair point. Now, I want to discuss some other areas of your work because
I think I
you
know which one.
you know exactly which one I want to talk about. Let's talk about below deck.
Hmm.
Can you talk to
Which,
me?
yeah. So
I know
which
you
one
can't
should I
tell me
talk?
specifics. I want you to talk to me about like your last like whole shoot with them. When was
Okay,
that? Was that already a couple years ago or like a year and a half ago?
2023, the summer of 2023.
Okay, yeah, so I was right. So like about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That was for Below Deck Mediterranean. I got hired
Wow.
on as a overnight production manager,
Mhm.
and production should not be in that title because I did a lot of cam op, audio, logging. Um,
Really?
yes. So I am stationed on the yacht. I get there when like
Yosh.
maybe 7 or 8 p.m. And by then, night crew's gonna leave like around 12 or 1, depending how busy the night is. If it's
Mm-hmm.
cast night out, with the cast go and grab dinner,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna come back to the yacht. They're gonna be on their worst behavior, let's just say. So that then I might have my crew till about 3 a.m., depending what happens for the night.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, if we're out in the open water, my crew's gonna be gone by 1 because they have a turnaround time.
Yeah.
They can't be working past 12 hours, to cut the
Mm-hmm.
overtime.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm going to be left on the boat to monitor the robocams. I'm going to have to cam up if something major happens. I'm listening in on all the mics. Um,
Yosh.
and I'm logging any important conversations that, even if it's minor, it might become
Yeah.
important down the road. So it's like, I remember for that season, it was strawberries. What does strawberries mean? And it was just a little thing between two of the characters, and we thought it was code for something. Um, it was just strawberries. They were sending strawberry emojis to each other and stuff. So we were like, oh, what does it mean? Like, we are being nosy and trying to
Oh
look up
my
on TikTok
gosh.
and on the web, like, what does it mean? We came up
I'm
with
loving
crazy
this.
stories for what it meant, but none of them were accurate.
Oh
Um,
my God, this is
and then
hilarious.
on top of that, I had to clean the control room because I'm the only one there. So now that
Mhm.
everyone's gone,
Mhm.
you don't know how much dirt the crew
Oh, I
brings in, coming
believe
in and
it.
out. And this
Oof.
is the morning crew and the night crew. So then
Yeah.
I'm vacuuming, I'm cleaning, I'm wiping anything down.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I'm also like doing audios. Like, so if the cast members go down for the night, I grab the mic packs. If I can't hear them, like, hey, I need to change your batteries.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's a lot of work. And like I said, it's not really production.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
But you're just doing it all. So did
Yeah.
that work out well then, like with your jet lag of having then to work those hours? Like, did that kind of match up or no?
Um,
I'm sure it
so
eventually synced,
here's the thing
but
about my jet lag. When you travel, it's a 6 hour difference, 7 hour difference, depending where in
right.
Europe you're at. And for
Mm-hmm.
me, I'm from Houston, so it's 6 or 7, but if you're LA, it's a little more.
Mm-hmm.
I have to adjust my time zones to work with them on their schedule, but then once the charter guests start to get on the boat, I have to
Mm-hmm.
adjust back to my time zone.
Mm-hmm.
So they give me like an extra day, which they give you one day, and I'm like, one day is not enough to change a day by 6 or 7 hours forward or
Right.
backwards. And
Right.
then when we're done shooting, they give me a day off to sleep, and then I have to adjust back to the Grease's schedule, morning to night. And then
Whew.
I'm flying home and then I have to adjust back. I'm like, it's a lot of adjustment for the night crew, I would say, especially the overnight.
Oh
Um,
my goodness.
but
That's
yeah,
insane.
for me, it was inconsistent. I'm like, I just adjusted to their schedule. Now I'm adjusting back to mine. And then,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you got to have fun after the fact.
After,
You go
as
to
in like,
London, like
yes,
after you wrapped,
yes.
you have to
Because
go to London.
I remember for Below Deck Adventure, I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to go to London, but it was COVID.
Mm.
You had to quarantine for 2 weeks, and I'm like, it's not really worth it. I'll just go home. And sure enough, I got lucky to work another season of Below Deck, and I accomplished my lifelong goal of going to London. And it
Yay.
was fun, made some friends. I have been back since. I'm planning to go back again. But each time I go, I'm just making more and more friends.
Mm.
I am a big fan of the royals, the
Yeah.
history, seeing the museums, the portraits. I love the portraits of the kings and the queens. And so each time
Yeah.
I go, it's like, what new places can I explore and
Yeah.
work my way outside of London to the other cities? And yeah.
I love it. That makes me so happy. Did you see Taylor?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
But that was last year.
That's fine.
Yeah. It wasn't after Below Deck, but I did go back to London
That's
to
right.
go see Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
Wembley Stadium, massive, beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
I
Oh,
think there
I'm
was
so
like
jealous.
90,000 people.
90?
I believe so. It could have been more,
Holy. Oh,
but I think that's the size capacity.
goodness. Wow. Well, okay. I
Yeah.
told you I was going to ask this
I
question.
know, I'm ready for it. I've been waiting.
All right, y'all. Now, all of this is going to make even more sense because one day I get a call from Yosh not too long ago. Maybe,
I think it was in November.
was it in November? I was going to say, I was like, I feel like, yeah, you give me this call and he tells me that he's going to be working the Beyoncé Bowl for the halftime special on Christmas Day. And I am just like, Yosh, Yosh, because as I shared my enthusiasm with him back during the Renaissance era, uh, and it wasn't reciprocated. I'm not upset about it. I still love you. Um, but I just knew in my heart, like, he's going to get it at some point. And it's like, thank goodness it's Cowboy Carter because there isn't a bigger love letter out there to Texas, if you will, let alone H-Town. So, first of all, what was your experience like, obviously? But can you also share with people like how many people it actually took to like put something like this together? So yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so what I was told is whenever the Super Bowl is announced, they have like a year.
Hmm.
They're working year round. So they're already working on the next Super Bowl halftime show.
Good Lord.
For Beyonce's her performance, I believe they only had 5 weeks. And to do something on a Super Bowl scale
Yeah.
for a Christmas halftime show, a lot of people working overtime, a
Mhm.
lot of moving parts.
Mhm.
Because I think it was announced maybe in November that she was performing.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like
Maybe
maybe
October,
around Thanksgiving.
maybe. I don't
It
quite
was like
remember.
somewhere within that frame because then it was like the anticipation of it. So yeah.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
I don't know how much time Beyonce even knew that she was going to be doing this, but everyone working on this, they're like, we normally do this in a year. Now we're doing this in 5 weeks. And they were all like, they hired the right people because we have also done the Super Bowl.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, it was a lot of stress. But I remember, so what people don't see is all the workers who have to set up the lights in
Yes.
the stadiums.
Hmm.
And what people don't know about stadiums, because I learned this, after a game, they have to get the blowers and they blow everything from all the seats down to the
Whoa.
floor. And then they have to pressure wash everything. And that takes 2 days in itself because they start with the top levels, the water drips down, then they
Wow.
do the bottom sections.
That's
Um,
wild.
so it takes 3 days to clean up a stadium, from my understanding, after a game. Um, And so in all of
Mhm.
this, we're trying to set up our stuff, our equipment, our lights, but we're like, they need a pressure wash first. That way they don't
Mhm.
get anything wet and ruin it or blow dust. Um,
Wow.
so yeah, it's a lot of moving parts. We have wardrobe, we have G&E, we have lighting, we have the riggers, we have a
Hmm.
morning crew and a night crew.
Hmm.
They're working 24/7. It's not just like, okay, you guys come back in 12 hours. We're
Yeah, you're just
finished.
going.
No, they're handing off their tasks to the next crew because, again, they only had like less than 2 weeks to set all this up.
My goodness.
Um,
And choreography. Can you
yep.
talk to me about charm?
Um, so I met Charm, who is a big
Hmm.
choreographer within like the dance community. I didn't know
Hmm.
any of this. I just met Charm on the Beyoncé Bowl.
Hmm.
Lovely human being.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she's so vibrant. Great attitude and everything.
You said she's a star.
Yes,
Verbatim.
yes, because
She
I
is a
saw.
star.
Yes, I also saw every rehearsal that happened, and she would fill in for the artists if they weren't there because
Yeah.
Beyonce might be here for the whole week, but um, Shabuzi and Post Malone, they're gonna get here
Mhm.
whenever they get here. So
Yeah,
she is filling
exactly.
in on their parts, and just seeing her perform, I'm like, wow, like you could really be a pop star. Like you have that it factor.
Uh,
Even though she's lip syncing and everything, I'm like, she's spot on.
yeah.
And then I did learn that Charm went on to do Kendrick Lamar's halftime
Mhm.
show. She choreographed all of that. So,
Yep.
and I did tell Charm, I'm like, if anyone gets hurt, if you need a replacement, call me. Can I dance? No. Can I learn? Possibly. But I was ready to have my moment if needed.
My goodness.
So,
Just what an incredible thing to have like now just in your back pocket. I mean, and then let alone watching it. So
mhm.
talk to me about the control room and then actually watching this thing live.
So, control room is very small.
Yeah.
But we're set up in the arena where everyone is walking around. So when they ask for something, it's like, okay, let me work my way through the crowds to go get this.
Mm,
Um, it's
yeah.
very hot inside of there because we have our little black curtains. No air is getting in this little room. And it's probably like 10 feet by 10, maybe even smaller.
No.
And we got like, we got 8 bodies who have to be there. Then there's me to assist them, and then there's the people who just want to hang around,
Yeah.
workers who are just like friends of the workers who are just needing a place to stand away
Hmm.
from everyone. Yeah, so it gets very hot.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh
but
my God.
I will say what people don't see is the stadium workers who help us.
Hmm.
It's part of the NFL's, part of the NRG Center.
Hmm.
Um, the riggers, they were all out on the field. So they were the people who were moving all the
Wow.
lights, anything that needed to be moved during the performance. Um, Yeah, it's a lot. It's at least about maybe 1,000 people
Yeah.
who are working this one event. And that's not even all the people who are off site,
No,
who
exactly.
are
Yeah. Yeah.
like wardrobes and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. And then all the people on the other side of it.
I will say though, I became a Beyonce fan
Oh.
um
No, this is
through
important.
I became a fan through the rehearsals because I would see the
Mm,
rehearsals. Um, she started maybe a week before the actual event. And so
yeah.
I saw every single rehearsal, and then the songs just got ingrained in my brain. And then I'm
Mm.
in the shower, I'm like, denim on, denim on, denim. I'm like, what am I singing? I'm like, stop. I'm like, look at that horse, look at that horse, look at that horse. And I'm like, oh no, you got me.
It just makes my heart so happy because you are a Swiftie through and through. And like I'm still like figuring that out for myself. Like that's still a journey with it. I mean, it's been going for many years, but yeah. So it just the reverse roles for us, like it warms my heart. And so just knowing that like now you're starting to get it, it makes
hmm
me so happy. And I'm just so proud of you. Like truly, I have loved watching just where you have gone in just these 2 short years. Um, but Yoshi, like truly. You're just a badass and I adore you and I'm so glad like we've had these adventures together and I hope to have more adventures with you. So, one
Well,
of my
hopefully this summer we'll have an adventure. If you
well,
come to Houston,
exactly, which I think
yeah.
I'm going to. I yes. Like but you have to go to Cowboy Carter too. Like that's the thing. I mean, I will tell you because I'm going to opening night in LA. So I'm going to tell you if it's worth you going or not.
Wait, did I tell you I have a ticket?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Okay.
But but if you actually like commit to going.
I plan on going.
Mm.
And I have my Cowboy
Oh.
Carter bandana that we were given.
Ah, look at that.
If
Look at
I would
that
have known, I would
horse.
have grabbed you one too.
Well,
Everyone has been asking me. They're like, "Do you have more bandanas?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "We were just given our own bandanas,
ugh, it's fine. It
legit
is
merch
totally
from the
fine.
Beyoncé Bowl."
Ugh. Well, I just, like I said, Houston is such a special place for me, not because of Beyonce, but just as in general, truly Houston is like another home away from home. So I went to, like I said, I went to Houston last time for Renaissance, and I
I
feel
know, and
like,
I wasn't here for that one though. I was in Europe
yeah, that's right.
because you
That's why
messaged
I
me,
didn't
and
see you.
I'm like, I'm not
Hmm.
in town.
And I remember it was like I think I texted you when I got the tickets, just like I texted you when I got the tickets the other night. But literally, I remember, yeah, I was like, okay, it's coming up. I'm coming out. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to Below Tech. And I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, fine. Well, we'll go to Traveler's Table, I guess, by ourselves.
because I did
And
want to meet up with you guys, but it just didn't work out. Work sent
well,
me elsewhere.
let's cross our fingers that we go to the same show then, because I'm gonna manifest that we
Yep.
need to have that moment. Now, one of the last questions I have for you. What advice would you offer someone who wants to pursue a career in true crime, but equally in the field?
My big advice, I would say, is networking.
Hmm.
I don't think many new people who enter the industry take that into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, who you know plays a big part in the jobs that you're going to get.
Yeah.
Because I remember my first one job, I was like, "Why did you guys hire me?" And they're like, "Oh, because you worked on this Alien episode." I'm like, "Okay, so aliens helped on this part." And another show, I was supposed to be a backup for Below Deck because they
Mm.
were going to hire someone else, but she wasn't vaccinated. And
Mm.
so they asked me to send a reference. I sent someone who she knew, And she's like, let's just do this. She's like, I already talked to this person. Do you want to go to Europe? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, you're not gonna be a backup anymore. We're gonna get rid of the other person and you could come and work for us.
Wow.
So it's who you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I worked with coordinators and production managers and I would just ask like, where are you guys going next? And they're like, oh, we're going here out. And I'm like, well, do you need someone?
Hmm.
They're like, are you interested? I'm like, yeah. Don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah.
Show that you're a hard worker because if you're just a lazy worker, it's not going to go well for you.
Hmm.
Actually put in the work, show that you care. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, the
I
rest
love
is
it.
history. It's
Mm.
just getting that first door to get in the industry. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
And I tell people, I'm like, I used to work as a background extra on TV
Same.
shows and movies
Same.
just to meet the crew. And I would be
Mm.
like, how did you get this job? And
Oh, I
so
love it.
even if it's a production assistant,
Yeah.
ask,
Yeah.
find a
It's
way
true.
in.
Yeah. That is the smartest advice to give people.
Yeah.
Wow. I like that
I would
a
meet many
lot.
people. They're like, I'm an actor. And I'm like, I'm just here to meet the crew members.
No, genuinely, I did the exact same thing because I wanted to get on real sets.
Yeah.
And by sheer dumb luck, my first real set was Steven Soderbergh's. And watching him direct Sharon Stone, like my mind was blown. But me being an aspiring director, it was the best thing for me to do. And even though I knew I wasn't going to pursue acting, I mean, I like considered it until I was like, yeah, no, sit down.
Yep.
You're not doing that. But with that being said, like you're so right. The connections in this industry really can grow your world and your network. I mean, people are going to hear about, um, it will be last week's episode about me being involved with NASA. Like, how did that all, come to fruition and whatnot? But you're so right. It's a matter of how you break into this industry. And I started as a volunteer with Sundance, and then here I am 10 years with Sundance, and 10 festivals. Like, it just, the amount of connections that you have, no matter big or small, you just don't know because people get different job offers, go into different genres. And that's the beauty of Hollywood is that you
Yeah.
don't have to stick to one thing. It is my dream to eventually transition to music docs, even though that's a whole different level of like trauma. I just need like a crime break for a
Yeah.
minute or two.
Because like I have been very
Yeah,
mixed because I started off on game shows, which
that's
I
right.
love game shows. I love the
Hmm.
energy that the participants bring. But
Hmm.
there's also the downside to when they get eliminated and then it's all sad. Um,
Hmm.
but then
Hmm.
I've gone on to crime shows where I love, so my reason for working on crime shows that I love, I feel like my job has more value. I
Hmm.
feel like I'm playing a part in capturing the criminal, even though
Yes.
I didn't physically capture them. I helped get the
Yep.
story out there. And that's why I liked working on In Pursuit because it just made my job feel so much more worth it.
Agreed. And I
And it
can't
makes
wait.
me feel good. It's a feel-good show. Even though you're hearing
Oh,
bad
yeah,
stories, you feel good knowing that you helped get the story out there to catch the criminal.
100%. And I didn't realize it until Rachel's episode. And just as an update for everyone, Rachel got another capture. And I cannot wait for that moment for you and I to happen. Like, just, I have so much, well, no, hold. I was going to say, I have a lot of hope in our FBI and our administration, and hell fuck to the no, I do not have faith in this administration right now. But it is my hope that, the FBI agents, the US Marshals, those people who are putting their lives on the line to capture these individuals, hats off to them every single day because what they see and what they have to do is a different kind of trauma because police officers and detectives, they all see things that cannot be rationalized in a brain. And once again, this is like compounded trauma. So when we're talking about our teams going out and sitting down listening to some of the most horrific things that a person can go through. And as I said before, we are sponges and we needed that support within each other. It wasn't like I was able to call my therapist, after a shoot. I'm exhausted. I just want to eat. I want to sit down. And it was just like, I've got my team and I've got us here. And one of my last memories that I had with all of us was in Pennsylvania. We were sitting outside eating pizza and just chilling. And I just remember walking away in tears of like, I'm never gonna have this again. I mean, I hope I get this again, but like, yeah. So, and it's all for a purpose. We all served a reason, why we do these jobs and why we do what we do, but let alone doing it with the Walsh family is like I said, the highest honor. So,
I remember saying bye to you on that very last shoot because
you
you had,
do?
yes, because you were one of the first ones to leave because you had to
I
go
was.
drive to the airport.
Hmm.
And then I remember saying bye to Cal and saying bye to everyone. And I remember that moment where I'm like, it's just me now. It's just me and the gear. Gotta go get that shit. And then I'm heading to the airport.
Oh,
But
my
I
heart.
remember like the plane ride. I even took a
Yeah.
video. Princess, you are now in Genovia. Because I recorded my reaction landing in Houston. And I'm like, yep.
Oh, I wish I would have done that. I was just such on a different wavelength, but I went to Philadelphia after that shoot and hung out with one of
Hey, you had
my
a friend, I
best
believe.
friends. Yeah.
Yes.
And I needed it. And it was just so worth it. And then flying home, I think I just kept crying. I was just like, man, I miss it. But I just know we're all lifers. So that makes me
Mm-hmm.
happy. All right, my last three questions for you, my friend. What's the most interesting thing you've read or watched recently or listened
Ooh,
to?
let's see. That's a good question. Well, I haven't read within the past year, so I would say maybe Traders. I've been watching Traders,
Oh,
which
what?
like I said, I love game shows. I grew up watching game
Mm-hmm.
shows, so I'm a big
Hmm.
on Survivor, Big Brother, and The Challenge. So
Is that the one that's on Bravo?
Traders is not. It's on Peacock,
Is it on Peacock? Okay, I was gonna say.
but they
Okay.
bring people from Bravo, they bring people from CBS and
Oh,
MTV, and they just compete.
that's right.
And it's like a game of mafia.
Hmm. Okay.
So.
I like it. I like that answer. Now, I know you already kind of answered this with Travelers Table, but what are some of your other local favorites in Houston? Like, who do you want to give a shout out to?
Okay, so I love Asian food.
Mm.
My favorite Chinese place is Tiger Noodle.
Ugh,
My favorite Vietnamese place is Ben Pho. My favorite ramen place is what? It's an Asian word that means soul. Tamashi.
Tamashi.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. Is
So
there a pho? Do you like pho?
yeah, Ben Pho. That's my
Oh,
Vietnamese
just
place.
kidding.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Duh. You can thank my ADHD.
But we
Okay.
also have good Tex-Mex. So
Yeah, I
whatever
was gonna say,
Mexican
so who's your
restaurant you pick.
Tex-Mex?
Ooh, that's a hard one. They're all good for different reasons. It could be El Tiempo, it could be Los Cucos, it could be La Tapatía. La
I've been to
Tapatía is
Los
more
Cucos.
Mexican. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I I think my favorite, like, I'm gonna throw in the Cadillac Bar too. That's one of my favorite spots to go to. They have the best beef fajita quesadillas.
Oh, I love it.
So we'll
What's
go.
your
I'm gonna take you to some restaurants when you come.
um obviously. Duncan would be like, "Yes, Yosh, please do it. Just go. Like, we trust you."
Yeah, we'll have a
Okay.
few dinners.
Oh, yes, please. Now, what about like queer friendly places? Like, what are some of your favorite ones?
I mean, the bars. I feel like
Yeah.
that's where everyone goes.
But like what like which one specifically? Like is there one that sticks out? Are there
It
any
depends on my
favorites?
mood. If I want to dance, you're gonna
Hmm.
find me in South Beach.
Okay.
If I just want to have patio talk and hang out with friends, maybe JR's or Ripcord.
Okay.
Um,
What if I want to do karaoke?
oh, that's JR's.
Oh. I
Yeah.
wonder if I've been to JR's because I've done karaoke. And it was to just Destiny's Child.
Which song? It was Beyonce
I
night
think
last
it was
night, by the way, at one of the bars.
really.
Yeah.
I think
I'll send you some videos.
it was an old one. Please do. Was it Say My Name? It may have been Say My Name, so that probably tracks. No.
Yeah.
All right, last question. Who is a hero of yours and why?
I mean, first person I think of is my mother, to be honest.
Hmm.
Just because she's been one that has broken her back for us, gets up early, goes to bed late. She's always been there. So even as a child, I remember like she would work and take care of us and drive us
Mm,
to school, pick us up.
yeah.
And I'm like, that's like a lot of work. Like, why? I know
Yeah.
you love us, but why? So,
Mm.
so yeah,
She's
I just didn't think of how she's always go, 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 go. She's never really taken a moment for herself. It's always been for us.
yeah.
So,
Oh, I love that. Is she a
yeah.
Selena fan?
No, she's not.
Does she
Sorry to disappoint.
oh,
No.
heartbroken.
My
No.
dad's side is,
They are?
yes, especially my grandma. So,
Oh,
she'll be
well then
excited.
I'm all about that answer. I'm just kidding. What kind of music does your mom like?
Old gospel music.
Really?
Yeah. The
I
slow stuff,
didn't know she was
the
like very spiritual.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Makes it for great songs to listen to on the drives. I'm like, okay. I need a beat.
I need to drop a beat soon.
These hips need to move.
Oh my goodness. Yosh, okay. I just know I honestly, I adore you. I am so happy our paths crossed in this way because I couldn't have done that show without you in so many different ways, like not
Well,
just as my friend.
I remember our first shoot. You're used to working without a coordinator, and
Yeah.
I was like, why is Celine taking care of this? Why is she doing that? That's my job. Like, and I remember we talked about it, and I'm like, yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take care of lunch. I'll take care of this. The flowers,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And that really helped us going forward. I think you got to stay in your lane and focus more on the story,
Story.
and I got to
Exactly.
focus more on the crew needs. And
Yeah.
but that first shoot, it was all over the place. We talked, and that's why
We
I said I'm
talk.
like they hated me. They had to have hated me. They probably regretted bringing me on. But the
No.
second shoot, the third shoot, it got better, and by the
Yeah.
last shoot, it was perfect for the most part.
100%. I like it just speaks to the growth of how quickly we were able to adapt with
Yeah,
this entire team. And like I even remember connecting with Brianna, I think when we
Brianna's my
were
best friend.
yeah,
Love
Brianna
her.
is a freaking amazing woman. And I just remember her and I bonding when we were at the crime scene and like to detach ourselves, we're like just talking about just who we were as people and like we had so much in common and she just she just felt like a little sister.
Hmm.
And so, like creating that relationship and obviously like Rach and I and everyone can listen to that and with Benj and so I hope
Ben's
to
like a
get
father figure.
Benj is the man. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to say that. Like, I have never met such a kinder soul, and just such a beautiful person. And then you have like Bill, where I was like, Bill's not gonna like me. Like, Bill looks like someone that he's gonna like find me so annoying. And like, no. Bill's a badass.
And then Kyle.
And then
Kyle was like the
Kyle.
class clown. The younger brother. It was fun to always have a laugh.
Like we all needed those like little moments and I'm excited for people to also hear Cal's side and they're going to do that here very soon and it's so important for me to make sure that people understand that while it may seem like true crime is salacious and exploitive, there are still very, many elements to this when it comes to like bringing attention to a case, making sure that perpetrators, are caught, but let alone these ones who are on the FBI list. You know what I mean? Like these are bad fuckers. And I never once did I feel like I was in harm's way. Which I also just want to say, like, it's kind of nutso to think about like our jobs. Once
Yeah.
again, if you like sit down and think about it, like, no, really, like we were chasing like fugitives in their tracks and bringing a national attention to it, right? And so, or international. It's important. And so, like I said, it warms my heart that we got to have that moment together and we will treasure that forever along with Beyonce and Taylor. So
Yep. Hopefully there'll be another shoot down the road for us.
1000%. And I'm crossing my fingers on it. So,
Yep.
Yosh, thank you for doing this. I love you.
Love you too, Celene. Thank you.
Be sure to join me next week for an in-depth, nearly 3-hour conversation with the one and only Callahan Walsh. You might recognize Callahan from In Pursuit with John Walsh or the reboot of America's Most Wanted. As part of his family's incredible legacy, Callahan opens up about their humble beginnings and the vital work they continue to do today on behalf of thousands and thousands of trauma survivors across the country. His personal tale is truly one of a kind, and I can't wait to share it with you all next week. This is True Crime in Hollywood, a personal tale. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a review for the show. Thank you for listening. And as always, remember the victims and embrace the survivors.